Okay, folks, good evening and welcome to the Blue Heart 1872 Worldwide Fans Podcast. Folks, you already see on your screen, your co-host tonight is ex-Premier League referee Jeff Wonder. Good evening, Jeff. Can you hear me, mate?
Good evening. Yes, I can hear you fine.
Good, man. Jeff, brilliant to have you on. Thanks for coming on and helping us during this podcast. Obviously, folks, we're going to have, I'm just going to read the names out and then bring them on. So, folk, we're represented by Derek Hope from London, Derek Warrington from the Melbourne Loyal Rangers, Tony Williams from the John Brown Loyal Adelaide. We've got Scott Bennett from the Sydney True Blues. We've John McKinnon from the Brisbane Rangers Supporters Club. And we've Gary Gillen from Calgary Rangers Supporters Club coming on. And, folks, before we bring the lads on, I know the number. I can see the numbers are rising. Put your questions in. Keep putting the questions in, and I can see the numbers rising. So this is tonight, folks. Tomorrow night now, it's not a Rangers podcast, but we've got Jason Dodd, ex-captain of Southampton football team, will be coming on. Now, Doddsy, I'm sure, Jeff, you have reffed a few games with Doddsy involved before.
Yeah, down the years, big character. I remember refereeing them at the Dell, which was a totally different setup to the St Mary's Stadium now. But, in those days, there was Francis Spinelli, there was obviously Matt Letizia and some real characters. A long trip for me from the northeast of England, but always a very pleasurable one. I did a few very infamous games down on the south coast.
Well, what games was that, Jeff?
Well, I did a little one, and if you're a Southampton fan, you will especially remember this. They beat Manchester United 6-3. Manchester United, they only had 10 men for the bulk of the game because me being a nasty referee, I decided after 25 minutes I'd had enough of Roy Keane. So he got his second yellow, and that was him. But it was. They played them 2 years on the bounce. I think the previous year had been the infamous one where Manchester United changed the kits at half time.
That's right.
That was their excuse. The excuse when they got beat 6-3 that they had a crap referee, I think that was their excuse.
Is that what it was? Right. Oh, okay, Jeff. So, folks, yes, tomorrow night's Doddsy. Next Friday, again, not a Rangers podcast, but Brian Dean, ex-Leeds. We've got Brian Dean on. Next Sunday, Andy Waterworth from the Magic Linfield. I see Andy, he bagged 4 today. Linfield won 6-0. Waterworth scored 4. But the following Friday, folks, it's ex-Ranger Sebastian Rosenthal from Chile. So we've got Sebastian Rosenthal coming on. So I'm just going to add the lads in now. So as they come, Nick, just so we've John McKinnon from Brisbane. Hi, John.
Hi, Gary. How are you?
Good, mate. We've got Derek Melbourne from the Melbourne City Loyal. Hi, Derek. Yeah. We've got Scott Bonner from the Sydney True Blues.
Good morning, gents. Or good evening.
Good morning from Australia. Good match today, lads. Good result. Happy enough?
Very happy.
Very happy. So what time in the morning was it in Australia when you clocked in for
that? 1 o'clock in Brisbane, 1 in the morning.
2 o'clock in Sydney.
2 o'clock in Melbourne. Yeah.
And what, all went to the pub and watched it? Because pubs are open there.
Yeah, I was in the pub, yeah.
And we've got Wolf Marshall coming in from Aberdeen. Evening, Wolf.
Hi, Gary. How are you?
Can you hear me, mate? Yeah. So, Wolf, just chatting about the day's game.
Yeah, you all right?
Yeah, you can hear me, yeah?
Yeah.
So, I know Gary...
Yep.
Gary Gillen's sitting waiting to come on, but I can only have 6 on here at the minute. So lads, today's game, are we safe to say 55's coming home?
Not yet.
Or is it too early?
No.
No danger.
Can't get too carried away, I don't think.
You what?
So it's not in the bag yet 100%. So until it's in the bag 100%, then we'll start partying.
Right, so it's 23 points now. Yes?
Yep.
They're 3 games in hand. The other side. I'm not going to talk much about them, but 3 games in hand. So that would leave, what would that be? 14 points?
14.
Yep.
Stick in the goal difference, and it's another point at least.
Well, what do you think? We can't blow it, surely.
Nah. Well,
I hope we can't blow it, but one game at a time. One game at a time, Gary. One game at a time.
I know, but and I'm just well, I suppose one game at a time. But for me, I think it's in the bag, lads. It's in the bag unless SFA go out of their way.
Yeah.
I think it's safe to say the only way we're going to blow this is if we blow it.
If we blow it,
if we blow it,
Yep.
it's got to be in the bag. But we
they'd
have to have a.
They'd have to win the three.
Shocker.
They'd have to win the 3 games and then we'd have to lose 5.
We'll have no.
They have to win. They have to win 16 games in a row. We have to lose 5. That won't happen.
Good man, Wolf. You make me happy, Wolf.
Yeah.
Is that you saying that the league's
It's still not over yet, though.
The league's won, Wolf.
No, the league's not won yet.
It's not won yet.
No, the league's not won yet. Not yet.
Okay. So watch the days. I was just saying earlier on to John there in Brisbane. The difference in this season and last season, I think, is when we watched he made 4 changes in the second half today. He brought the 4 players on. The 4 players coming on was just pure quality coming on the pitch, and that's the difference.
Yeah, very true. The depth we've got this year is
Absolutely, Gary. The strength of the bench has made a huge difference. Huge difference.
Yeah. 3 the bench. I mean, do you think bringing Jermaine Defoe on? I know he's getting on a bit, but he still knows where the goal is.
Oh, he's chipped in the goals this season. At different times of the season, and I've no doubt he'll score some more before the end of the season.
Yeah. Defoe. I mean, I thought Hadji had a brilliant game today.
I thought so too. I thought, in my mind, he was our man of the match for me.
Hadji was.
Man. I just, even though he didn't go on the goals, get amongst the goals, I just thought his play in terms of creating things and moving the ball quickly, and one of the things I found, especially over the years, we've not taken enough shots from outside the box. And every time he got anywhere near the outside the box, he was looking to get a shot off.
Yeah.
Albeit he had one that he went high and wide, and then the one where he sort of scuffs a little bit. But it's just something I don't think we have enough in our game plan is hitting the ball from outside the box and creating chances from there. And I just think when Hadji's in the team, we just get a wee bit of confidence with him taking a couple of touches outside the box and getting a shot off. And I just think for the rest of the player staff, they do it as well. I think we saw that from Kent, coming inside and hitting a shot instead of stopping and going back and looking for that wee 1-2. Hopefully we get a wee bit of confidence from getting some goals. And
I know.
Aribo's goal was just incredible as well. Just instead of looking for that pass, just dropping the shoulder and hitting the target.
Yeah. I see a lot of comments coming in here on the screens, all saying Hadji was man of the match. That's who my man of the match would have been anyway, Hadji. I just thought he chased every ball too. He never gave up, Something I don't think he was doing much of last season, but he chased every single ball.
It's good to see Jack come back with a goal on the board as well.
What's that, Derek?
Good to see Ryan Jack come back to get in the squad.
Yeah, Ryan Jack. Yeah. Ryan Jack played well. So I know we'll just bring Gary Gillen on from Calgary now. You hear me, Gary?
I can indeed, Gary. Yes,
you can hear. So were you impressed today?
Impressed with the result. Admittedly, I didn't get too much of a chance to see the game. We had a NARSA general meeting after the game today, and I realised a bit before the match that I was quite unprepared for the meeting. So I had to start the TV's on in the background just over there. So I'm frantically typing away to make sure it looks like I'm a wee bit organised at the meeting, and didn't get a chance to really absorb in the game. But a great early start and a dominant performance, and a couple of wee scares at the other side, especially the start of the second half. But other than that, it was back to how we were playing, maybe around about just towards the end of last year, where it was just dominant.
Yeah. I mean, Jeff the ref's gone missing. Jeff, are you there?
It wouldn't be the first time Jeff's gone missing, Gary.
I know. We've got. There's Tony on from Adelaide. Evening. Good morning. Sorry. Good morning, Tony.
Morning.
I was going to say good evening. You're late, mate. Bob.
I know.
You sleep in?
No, the grandson's been up all night spewing his guts up.
Brilliant, mate.
You got to put up with us when you've got them stymie.
All right, okay, yeah, brilliant. So we're chatting there about today's game. A player, what do you think about Eaton? Do you not think Eaton should be getting a bit of a run the team? I'll ask Wolf that because Wolf's obviously.
Yeah, I thought he should have after last week.
Eaton,
I reckon he should have been playing yesterday, actually. Well, for the start.
Eaton, what do you think, Wolf? Do you like him?
Yeah, I was expecting him to start, but I mean, I didn't expect only one change today. I thought he would maybe freshen it up a little bit and bring it in. But I mean, 5-0, you can't argue with that. So manager's got it right.
No.
So I think Eton will start more games, but yeah, I mean, you can't criticise anything the manager's done today. I mean, he's got it bang on. It was 5 going on as many as we wanted today, I think.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, their keeper kept the score out in single figures.
I know.
He's lucky to be 7 or 8.
What's that, Derek?
He was lucky not to be 7 or 8, I think. A couple of cases there we missed. Kent should have another one.
I think at half time though, with 3-0 up, that was the chance to bring it in and give them half a game. Do you know what I mean?
Aye.
I think.
Yeah.
I know he's probably got the Hibs game on his mind too for Wednesday night. We play them, don't we?
Yeah.
I mean, like obviously.
I don't think there'll be many changes for that either, to be honest.
You know, do you think he'll start with Alfie again?
Definitely.
Do you think Roof?
Yeah, I think so, because we've got a game next Saturday, so they can just empty it on Wednesday.
You don't think that Roof will start now?
No, I don't think he'll change it much, to be honest.
Yeah, I think starting.
No.
No, I would think he'd probably do what he did the day. The Roof will come on in the second half at some point.
Roof will come on, but you think he'll go with Hollander? You think he'll go with Hollander again?
I think he'll be close to the team that started today.
Yeah.
To start on Wednesday.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's loads of stuff coming in here, but I'm going to put this up here, and I'm sure it's for John. Can you read that, John?
Yeah, I can read it. Yeah, I got slated when Barisic signed for Rangers. I said he's going to be a cracker, and everybody obviously had a settling in period, so I was taking a bit of a pounding with some of the boys in the club, but he's turned out a good one, eh?
Borna.
Yeah.
Can we hold on to him?
I still think though he's a little bit soft at times. You know, he was down. You know.
Well, we can't hold on to him.
Look, I personally think that the club.
I don't think so. I think if he has a decent Euros, I think he'll. I think we'll sell him in the summer because if he's a decent Euros, the offers will be ridiculous. I think.
Yeah, I think he'll go. I think there'll be maybe 2 or 3 players we'll sell this summer to bring some money into the club to get some money back in. But we'll sign players as well, obviously, to replace them. But I think we'll move some of that we can get good money for.
Right, well, to me, I think we'll probably shift. There'll probably be Borna will be one and Glenn Kamara. I think we'll take money for Kamara. If he's got a good Euros as well for Finland, he'll be away. No,
depends if the bids come in for them. I mean, I think Borna will definitely be away.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, I hope not.
I think it really depends. It depends on how successful the club are. I don't think anybody wants to leave right now without a winner's medal. You know, Alfie, Borna, Kamara, probably those guys are the bigger ones. And then when you look at some maybe natural attrition in the team, if Davis will stick about or be as regular next year, McGregor, there could be some reasonable wholesale changes. But I mean, you can see the Rangers are in keeping the best players right now to try and make sure we get 55. And I don't see it being hugely different because they'll want to go into 150, with a chance of winning. They want to have all the success and building on the foundation of 55 for going into 2022. I'd be shocked if there would be one, a whole clamour for people to leave, and then two, wholesale changes in the team. It's taken Stevie G to build what he has.
No, maybe the board will force the hand, but the sales, if the offers are too good, they'll sell. Rangers won't hold players if the offers are good.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's where we're at the minute, So we'll be Derek.
What you've got to bear in mind, sorry, Gary, what you have to bear in mind as well is that 2 or 3 of the players that will be entering the last year of their contracts in the summer. Like Tav and Goldson, they've only got a year left after the summer. Yeah. So they'll either have to sign or go, because we can't afford these guys to go on Bosman's in 18 months' time. I just defeats the purpose of having them here.
Yeah. There's a question there's come in there. I mean, I'm just putting an odd question up, but what do you think? Somebody's asked there, people think Gerrard will stay. And when he goes, who will come in?
It depends if Liverpool hang on to Klopp or not. The way Liverpool are going right now, that might not be the way to go. I mean, I don't think it's a coincidence that both him and Klopp signed 5-year deals within an extension to make it 5-year. Run about the same time. And I would imagine the only club he's leaving Rangers for is Liverpool. So if Liverpool continue not to do so well, maybe it's a bit sooner. But I mean, he wants a crack at the Champions League, I would imagine.
I definitely want that there. I mean, I think for me, Gerrard would be a fool to take a Liverpool job after Klopp. Let somebody else go and make a hash of it and then take it. That's a hard act to follow, Klopp.
Yeah.
I think you'll have seen what's going on at Chelsea with Frank Lampard.
Yeah.
He's gone into Chelsea probably too early for himself, and it's not worked. Yeah. So I think you're right, Gary. I think Steven Gerrard will maybe go somewhere else first, or he'll certainly wait till the end of his Rangers contract before he goes anywhere. Yeah.
I don't think he would take a Liverpool job at the minute. I honestly don't. It's hard act to follow following Klopp.
Yeah. And I guess it depends on what sort of state the team is in. I had heard that when he spoke to Dave King way back in the day and they were talking about coming in, that he had said it needs to be 4 years. It needs to be at least 4 years. It's going to take that long to build a challenging squad. So, do what you need to do, make sure my guys are compensated and give me fair market value, but it has to be 4 years. Subsequently, he signed the 5th. He doesn't strike me as being the kind of guy that's just doing that sort of stuff to appease fans or get a boost in salary or anything like that. It's I think he's a keeper and you can see what he's building here.
Yeah. But the question there, do you guys believe that when we lift our long-awaited 55 title, Gerrard has earned the status of a Rangers legend?
Yes.
Yes.
No.
Yes. Anybody that gets.
Who said no?
Me.
Wolf.
One title doesn't make him a legend to me. If he goes on and retains it, then fair enough. But
I think this will be a unique title though. I think that's. I understand what you're saying. He's no one title doesn't make a legend, but this is a different title for the rest. I think it's unique.
Yeah.
So I think it's a hard question to answer.
I think if you factor in how well Gerrard's done in Europe since he's came here as well, he's put his back up there in Europe again. Mm-hmm. What if he wins this league? Yeah. We've came through all the heartache, all through all the divisions. We've had everything slung at us, and if we win this league, it's. I think he's a legend. I think he's a legend now, actually. But
yeah. Well, all's about opinions, isn't it? What do you think?
Well, depends how you define legend, I suppose.
That's it. There's players bantered about. We call them legends, but Gerrard certainly.
Well, there's players in the Hall of Fame that really shouldn't be anywhere near it. So,
no, that's true.
That's true.
Do you care to?
So.
Do you care to name them, Wolf? Who you think shouldn't be there?
No. There's too many to be here all night. There's a good few. There's a good few that have gone in recently that shouldn't be in there.
Yeah. Right, fair enough. Right, there's one for you there. What's the panel's thoughts on Morelos? For me, he has to be sold this summer. He doesn't seem to be improving behaviourally, and we have less reliant on him this year than previously. What do you think? Morelos, stay or go?
I think that's why Itten's not getting a game just now. I think he wants Morelos back scoring goals again to get the price back up for the summer.
Yeah.
I think he's lost a few million for the last bid that we got from him. But I think he's wanting him scoring goals again. Otherwise, I don't see how Big Itten wasn't getting a start. You know. I think Morelos is probably better.
I think Itten and Roof were brought in.
What's that, Wolf?
I think the two guys were brought in because they were expecting to sell Morelos in the summer. Last summer.
Think so?
Yeah, no, definitely.
I think so. I think that's why they brought them in, because nobody was expecting to see two strikers getting signed.
Yeah.
So I think they were expecting Morelos to go. They didn't get the bid they wanted, which is fair enough. And I think they'll get an acceptable bid in the summer.
You think he'll be gone? I wouldn't sell him.
I think so. And if he goes with a league championship medal in his pocket, then fair enough. Thanks very much, Alfie. Off you go.
Yeah.
I thought he had a great game today. Some of his working back and winning the ball and sticking the ball out wide and then getting his backside into the box again. You know, I thought he had a great game today.
Yeah.
Oh, he was tremendous. I mean, his ball for the first goal was we headed in was fantastic for the first goal. That was just, it was different class.
Yeah. Do you know what? I'm just looking there. I don't know where Jeff the refs went.
He's away, topping his wine up.
He's probably away for a walk.
Does he do a lot of walking, Wolf?
Does he ever?
Right.
He did a lot of walking during lockdown.
Has he? Right. So somebody's asked there, do the panel think that we'll sign anyone in January?
It's a very big squad already. I mean, maybe the Aberdeen boy comes in, but I mean, we do know we need to sell. You know, we were expecting. I was expecting Jordan Jones to be gone by now, and maybe one or two of the other folk, the periphery folks. But we kind of see there being a marquee signing. You know, someone is going to contribute to the team.
But a few players leave. Has to be, but Greg Stewart's bound to be on his way out.
Well, it's the 23rd. I mean, there's only just over a week to go. And there doesn't seem to be much activity from anyone, actually, not just Rangers.
Well, he could do be losing a couple of things because there's players. I mean, for me, I would shift on Greg Stewart. I would loan Edmondson out. Maybe Jordan Jones, shift him, and the likes of Brandon Marker. I wouldn't have him about me. No harm to Brandon Marker. You know, I think there's four players you could let go right away.
I wouldn't disagree with that.
You agree with that, John? Aye.
Oh, absolutely, aye. I mean, Brandon Barker, he's done when he came on in a couple of games. He's helped us out, you know what I mean. But like Gerrard stuck him on, I think at Fir Park, 3 or 4 minutes to go. You know what I mean?
Aye.
You know.
Aye. I know.
He's a player that puzzles me because you think Man City must have saw something in him. There must be a player in there somewhere, but he just doesn't do it for me. You know what I mean? He sort of blows hot and cold. You maybe get one good game at him and he'll score you a goal, but he's not the guy. He did have a good game against Celtic in the 2-0 game at Parkhead. I thought he played well that day in the team system, but apart from that, he's not really making a big contribution, I don't think.
Well, Jamesy from the True Blues Loyal saying that Lundstrom from Sheffield United will be coming in. Has anybody seen much of him, though?
No. Is that a pre-contract or is that signing him.
That's a pre-contract, as far as I know.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I think he is. Anyway, pre-contract for that. I've seen him playing a few games there. I didn't see much to think that he would add anything to Rangers. And I've seen the papers down here. Gerrard's looking at 2 players from Bournemouth. Don't ask me to name them because I can't, because they've got weird names. But
Got a name for me?
No, mate. You can Google it. Go to Google, get their names up. Man, I can't name them. Wolf will have it. Wolf's used up to speak with the names of the players. Do you know the players, Wolf?
I can't even pronounce the name of one of them. One of them's got a ridiculous name. There's Boy Simpson and there's some guy with a ridiculous scoring name. I don't know what it is.
How he's going to get on in Glasgow, I'll never know, mate. You know what I mean? Fuck's sake. I don't know. Where's Jeff the ref? When he's supposed to be here? Jeff, if you're there, give us a shout or text us or something.
Let me see if I can message him.
What about young boy you're supposed to be saying, a young Colombian boy? And you heard we heard any more about that one?
Never heard. Wolf's usually the man up to speak with that. Wolf.
No, I've heard the rumour about all sorts of people, but you know, it's one of them. There's nothing comes out of Rangers just now about who we're going to sign until we actually sign them.
Well, that's what we want. But
so maybe we can sit here all night talking about the rumours that are in the press, but how many of them are actually going to be true? I mean, I don't think the 2 guys from Bournemouth. I don't think there's a lot in that either, to be honest.
No, you don't know.
I could be too completely off the mark, but not normally any players that are rumoured, we don't end up signing them.
Yeah. I mean, if you were to sit there and think,
since Ross Wilson came in, I mean, it's been tight as a drum at Ibrox.
Well, that's good, but isn't it? That's what we want.
So
for years they're playing out in the press.
Absolutely is. Right.
But I mean, Nick, if you were to think about bringing somebody in, who? I mean, what are you looking to strengthen? What area are you looking to strengthen? A winger.
I think we're pretty well covered throughout the squad. I don't see who's going to come in and improve it. If we had a lot of those injuries, then certainly maybe pulls one in to get us over the line. But
yeah,
I don't see where we can. At the minute, we're as well holding off to the summer, I think, and see because the Euros will be on as well. There's bound to be players over there, you know, looking to get transfers and get moves.
Yeah. I know. So, we Jason from True's Blue Loyal says he says that young kid from Colombia is in quarantine.
Where in Scotland?
He's come in from Algeria, so apparently he's in quarantine.
Yeah, last I heard he was in Amsterdam.
Is that where he is?
Well, last I heard he was in Amsterdam. It was a couple of weeks ago, and everybody had the idea that he was just waiting for a plane from Amsterdam to Glasgow, but never heard anything after that.
It hasn't happened. Well, look, there you are. Someone's been kind enough to write the 2 boys' names off from Bournemouth. So if you want to have a go at reading them, Jack Simpson, you know what I mean? But look at that other one. Right?
I'm not going to attempt it.
Go on, somebody have a go at it.
Come on, Wolf.
Come on, Wolf. You're usually up to speed with us.
Offelborth.
Offelborth. Well, that'll do then. We'll call him Offelborth.
No, don't know. Offelborth, I don't know.
Don't know. Right, so obviously,
call him Jimmy.
Obviously, Jimmy, I will call him Jimmy. Lads, obviously you're all on from Australia too, and that's where I want to bring Derek Warrington into this here. Because I want to ask you about what's happening for Orsa. So if I can get Derek on there, Derek Warrington. Right, so what's the latest going to be on Orsa?
Well, the Adelaide's obviously been cancelled, unfortunately. Everyone was looking forward to that.
Right.
So next year Sydney will have it.
Sydney will definitely have it. Adelaide won't move it on then, no?
Nah, Sydney's they've definitely got it for next year.
Sydney definitely have it.
Yeah.
Yes, we're thinking of applying for the following year again.
So who was due to get it after Sydney?
That would go to a also. So if Adelaide put their hands up again, they'll
get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, because I mean, obviously that's a great event. Obviously, I was at the one Derek with yours in Melbourne. It was brilliant. It's just a shame that what this COVID has done. You know.
Oh, we were lucky. Another week or two, and it would have been all over for us. So we were very lucky to get away with it.
I know. You just escaped it no more, mate.
Mm.
You think that big dinner? If you had to cancel that big dinner with that 300-400 people at it,
I'd be fucking 6 foot under now.
Wolf, have you ever travelled for an Orsa?
No, I haven't. I was actually supposed to be going to Narsa this year.
Oh, you're going to Narsa, right?
I've never been to Orsa. I was booked up to go to Narsa for the first time this coming June. Unfortunately, that's been kiboshed by COVID as well. So
yeah,
so I have to rethink the plans on that one. So I'll get to one. I'll get to them both at some point.
Yeah, I've never been to.
I mean, if Orsa's definitely going to happen next year, I'll try my best to get over for that.
Are Sydney?
Yeah. There is a sort of unofficial Orsa happening in February on the Gold Coast at Surfers. Some of the boys from the Perth Rangers Supporters Club booked flights, and then they just flung it out there on Facebook to see if there was any interest in people meeting up, and the thing's just exploded. That's got arms and legs now. There's so many people going to it now.
Yeah, so, 50 or 60 so far, I think.
Oh no! I think there's Derek. I think that what I've seen on the sort of event thing on the Facebook page, there's about 116 ticked at the minute.
Wow.
There's quite a bit of interest in Brisbane, obviously, because we're local to it. It's just a drive down the motorway, you know. An hour's drive, and we're down there, you know what I mean? But there's definitely, the numbers are definitely going up. There's more and more people asking about it and saying that they'll come, even if they'll go down for one day, you know what I mean? And
I was going to ask you, has anybody gone to Craig Moore? Ask him if he wants to come up for the weekend.
Well, we could possibly do that. That could possibly be arranged, you know what I mean? Because he lives close to he's down there anyway at Kumera, I think. So we'll maybe try and get something like that organised.
And then obviously
to that, and I think there's a few boys coming up for Sydney, and also the Perth contingent, and I think there's a few of you guys from Melbourne.
Yeah, there's about 9 from Melbourne coming up for it.
Yeah, that's good. I'm looking forward to that. It would be good if we could have the league wrapped up that weekend or close to that. You know what I mean? If it was, because I think we thought we were going to be in the League Cup final, so that was the plan. You know, we would go there and
that was Cup final, wasn't it?
And then we know what happened. So,
there's your party. That's Big Robert Kay says Craig Moore's in London at the moment.
Is he?
Maybe
we could get Big Robert Kay up then to do.
Robert should be. I know Robert should be on here. So is it locked in Australia? So you can't get into Australia at the minute? No.
No, you can't get in.
No flights, nothing going into Australia.
No, just domestic. So you can go from state to state. Even that's a bit of a touch and go at the moment. I think Sydney's a bit. You can't get in and out of Sydney. I think you can get in, but you have to quarantine for 14 days. I think if you go to Sydney, especially into the heart of Sydney.
Wow, well, that's not good then, is it?
I don't think there's any international travel either going out to Australia at the moment. You keep seeing different things on the news. I saw one that they said there's no international travel till 2022.
Well, that's Sydney fucked then, huh?
Why?
Is it the start of 2022 or is it the end of 2022?
No, I did see that on ABC. They had that on their website, ABC News. On me.
Wow. So obviously, Gary at Narsa's been badly affected as well. Then, so for yourselves,
Yeah, we were supposed to do San Francisco last June, and then this one, the one that Wolf was just talking about there, was supposed to be in Toronto. And last year for San Francisco, we had. It was interesting. You were asking why don't you just push Adelaide out a year and push Sydney out a year. We had a similar decision to make from an ARSA perspective, but the planning is a 2-year cycle. It sounds like it's very similar for the boys down in boys and girls down in ARSA, and so we were in the same boat where deposits were paid, planning was already underway, bookings were made, things for Toronto. So we made a decision, instead of basically messing up both Bramalea Rangers Supporters Club in San Francisco, we just decided to lessen the impact and cancel San Francisco. Then just about, what's this, the 23rd? Probably about just over a month ago, we just got together with the Bramalea Rangers Supporters Club in Toronto and just realised it was impossible that we were going to be able to host a type and style of convention, size of convention that we were trying to host as well for 2021. So we've cancelled that one as well and are now planning for 2022.
Yeah. Well, there's what Big Robert K has just put in a message board. Venue booked, entertainment booked, just waiting on COVID. Going to confirm dates. Going to be March. So Arsenal's going to be March then? It's not going to be February? Yeah.
It tends to be the last weekend in February anyway. Normally it sort of runs into
March. End of Feb, start of March, but
yeah. Well, I'll be coming across for that only for Sydney, definitely.
Good man.
If it's them. What's that bit? Breaking up there, Derek. I can't hear you.
Marlene joining us again as well.
Marlene will be joining in as well. Yeah, Marlene will definitely be going to Sydney. Definitely be coming across for that. It just depends. I've never been to an ARSA, so if I've got to get me arse to an ARSA.
You should. 2022 is going to be a good one. We're going to be hopefully in a position to announce where it's going to be. Hopefully Monday next week, sometime. And it's going for the 150th year. It's going to be it's a big one for us in terms of helping support the club and obviously the fact that we haven't had one since 2019. We need to hit a home run with that. So I think you'll be interested in that one for sure.
What Gary? What months the NARSA was held in?
June. Begin the first weekend in June.
First weekend in June, right? Okay. That could be expensive here next year then.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to be getting married. Cancel. I was supposed to be getting married as well. I'm maybe not able to get the both of them.
Life's about choices. You need to choose with a heart properly. First and half, if there's any money left, do a wee quick wedding somewhere.
Brilliant. So, what do you think then of the way, obviously, the club's been run at the minute? The change has been at Rangers now this last few years with Dave King and all. Well impressed. Wolf, you're always keen to speak up on this.
Yeah, they've certainly. It's just look where we are now to where we were. You know, we're now 23 points clear. 14 if you give them the 3 games in hand, and looking very, very good to win our first title in 10 years.
Yeah,
and when you consider when Dave King and them came in, 5-6 years ago, and we're at this stage now. It's an incredible transformation. They've done absolutely fantastic. They really have.
Yeah, not so much even the playing side, but actually the way the club. The full run of the club, the kit deal, all. Oh,
Gary, it's night and day. Even if you go, Ibrox, okay, we can't get in at the moment. I've been down a couple of times when lockdown's been lessened a little bit, and even what they call the stadium footprint round about the stadium, it just looks a lot better than it used to. It was because they'd let it run to rack and ruin. It was needing lots of repairs done. They're all done. The outside of it looks a lot better now. They've brought it up to date. They've got They've got Wi-Fi around the stadium. It's all contactless now. They've basically dragged it into the 21st century.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, look at all the commercial partners that we've got. You know, we've got soccer school partnerships in Australia, America, New Zealand. You know what I mean? It's tremendous. The work they've been doing is absolutely tremendous.
Yeah. I don't know, lads. The Aussie lads. When's the last time you were across?
I was over 2019 last year, December. So I was over for the first game I went to was Young Boys at Ibrox on the Thursday night. So I was over until New Year's Day from the Young Boys game. Yeah. So I went all the games except the Celtic game. I couldn't get a ticket for it.
Yeah.
But it was good. I watched it in the pub, and it was the result. Everything was great. Never lost a game when I was back. So
we can come back in.
I came back home to Australia.
Yeah, brilliant. Gary, yourself, when's the last time you got over, Gary?
Do you know, it's probably around about the same time, maybe just a wee bit earlier. When I was there at the end of November, beginning of December, and I got to, I think it was a Hearts game. There was just one game, and I got to the Hearts game, and I think we won like 5-0 or something like that. It was quite an easy game. When I go over, I don't have the journey that these guys have, but even then, when I head over, it's typically just for a week, which equates to about 5.5, 6 days in country, and then that's as much as my liver can take. It's as much as I can take in my family, and as much as they can take in me. And then I head back over again. I'd like to do something a wee bit longer and spend a bit more time there, but it always just seems to be a flying visit.
Yeah. I know Jim Cameron's saying he's supposed to be on here. He can't get on. Jim, if you try now, hit your link now, mate. You might be able to join us now. I don't know what's happening there, Jim, but if you just try your link again, you'll be able to get on. There you go, lads. Has anyone on the panel been listening to Radio Clyde Super Scoreboard lately? I bet you Wolf has. It's comedy gold.
No, I haven't. No, I don't listen to it. I can't bring myself to listen to it. I get annoyed. Although they're absolute idiots, I get annoyed.
Yeah. You just tune in from Australia, lads, no?
Nah.
Yeah, I listen to it every single day.
Do you?
Yeah, in the sunshine. It's on.
It's good for a laugh.
What about you, Derek?
No, it's good for a laugh.
Yeah. Well, that's me, Derek. We Derek Hope there sitting in the dark in London. Do you see Derek there? It's very dark.
I know.
You tune in, Derek.
What's that, mate?
You tune in the what do you call it? Clyde Super Scoreboard?
I listen to the snippets and the videos and stuff like that, but one thing I don't miss is the Scottish media and journalists and all that. I cannot be asked for them. So I'm glad to be away from it, but it's quite entertaining nowadays.
Obviously that's a
plenty.
We all know the Scottish media have tried to do this over the years.
Yeah,
definitely. The English media and journalists aren't much better, but they certainly don't miss that.
You hear me there, Derek?
Yep, you hear me?
I can hear you, mate. But obviously the media have run Rangers to the ground over the years, haven't they? They've absolutely butchered us.
Definitely.
So, Nick, obviously things are maybe starting to turn around in our favour a bit now.
We'll be getting all the plaudits soon.
Well, hopefully. Well, obviously, you guys out in Australia and America don't see as much as we do, obviously, from the Scottish media.
Mm.
But obviously, Wolf, they've kicked us from pillar to post, haven't they, mate?
Yeah, I mean they've done themselves no favours because all the media seem to have sided with the other lot because they've been successful and Little's basically got them in his pocket.
Mm-hmm.
And that's fine. They can do that because when we were doing 9 in a row, David Murray had them in his pocket, but they didn't go slagging them. They've like you say, Gary, they've kicked us all over the place, and they're now rapidly trying to get back in their good books. And it's just the fan base generally sick of them. That's why fan media. That's why things like this are becoming so popular because people just aren't interested in the Scottish press.
Yeah.
You know, they'd rather listen to fan podcasts, watch fan things on YouTube than buy the papers and look at all their sort of nonsense.
Yeah, because I mean, the
BBC. I used to religiously buy a paper every single day. I haven't think I bought one in 15 years.
You haven't bought a paper in 15 years? No, I
don't think so, because there's nothing in I want to. I mean, even there's nothing in I want to see. I mean, you've even got the ridiculous situation that BBC Scotland refused to come to Ibrox. The only reason I don't want to watch the BBC is to hear what they're saying about Rangers, and they refuse to come to Ibrox.
So
that's a national broadcaster. I mean, that's absolutely scandalous.
So how long? But they refused, but they refused because we have banned one of the journalists. Is that right?
Yeah, we banned one journalist, Chris McLaughlin, because all he did was make up stories about Rangers.
So we banned
him.
So
the BBC took it upon themselves to support their journalists by refusing to come to Rangers, because refusing to come to Ibrox.
Yeah, well, they shouldn't be allowed to refuse, because if you're a licence payer and you're paying for your licence, you're entitled to have to watch with the
exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. Yep.
Yeah, the BBC,
I would imagine that. I would imagine that the BBC in England will be getting really pissed off about it because they can't get any access to Stephen Gerrard. You know, because he won't speak to the BBC up here.
I never thought that. So they can't access Gerrard then, no?
I think you'll speak to like BBC journalists that are like BBC in England. He won't speak in Scotland. So I mean, the BBC's. To me, the easiest way the BBC can get access to the Rangers is to use their Scottish journalists because they're on the ground there, but they won't go to Ibrox. So I would imagine that BBC in London will probably tell them to get their act together and sort it out. But I don't really know. It's all political, I think.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'd be happy if we never seen a BBC journalist again. You know, because I've been an anti-Rangers agenda for years.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Just a wee quick interjection.
Sorry, go ahead, Gary. What do you say, mate?
I was just saying a message, Jeff, and he said the sound was terrible. It was like listening to the Daleks. So I didn't feel like I could contribute. I asked him to try his link again in case it's any better.
Because he was trying to do it through a phone because his laptop wouldn't work. And that's probably why the sound wasn't working for him, you know?
Yeah.
So, obviously, the media, they are. Gary, do me a favour and tell the lads and all that I hope it's pissing down. Do you just all know Mark McCallum? No. Well, he hopes it's pissing down on us. It's fucking 34 degrees or something, Derek Warrington said. It's -4 here. It's -4 in Southampton.
Going to be another hot one tomorrow, 40-odd degrees.
Yeah.
Wolf, what's it like up in Aberdeen?
Fucking freezing. Freezing.
Freezing.
It's always freezing even in the summer up there.
Aye.
Usually usually a good day. A Thursday in June's always good, but apart from that, it's never great.
I don't know. See if you just watching the game out in Australia. You just watching it through the Rangers TV.
We watched it. We watched the game last night through Rangers TV. So our club, we just buy a season ticket for it, and we put every game on. See when we were coming through the divisions, the numbers in the club obviously tailed off because of the kick-off times and stuff like that, and the opposition obviously. But I remember one night the three guys a guy contacted us and says we were playing East Stirling, and he said we've got an East Stirling supporter club in Brisbane. There's 3 of us formed a club. Would you mind if we come in and watch the Rangers game? The guy says it's okay if we score, we won't jump a bit. And the guys came in, honestly, they were brilliant guys. They just they loved Rangers being in the bottom division, and they said, "See, for the small clubs, it's absolutely brilliant."
Yeah,
because the smaller clubs were getting exposure that they would never ever get.
yeah.
These boys came in and they had the baby ways and all that. It was good. It was a good crack.
But like you chat about down the lower leagues, I know, and obviously I've known Wolf for a while. Wolf's been to every single ground going, haven't you, Wolf? Down them lower leagues.
I was at every game coming. I was at every game coming back up. Yeah, every single one. Yeah, and my daughter, she's 17 now. But before she was 14, she's been in every ground in Scotland as well.
Wow.
So she did the journey with me, which was just incredible.
Brilliant.
But as John was saying there, Gary, the small clubs, they really did appreciate us being, there was never any hassle, there was no aggravation. It was really, really refreshing to go to games and actually be welcomed into places.
In the lower leagues.
As opposed to the shite that we get when we go, as opposed to shite we get when we go to grounds up here. When you get up here, you get herded about like cattle for no apparent reason.
I know, mate. I know. Where's the worst one, Wolf? Dundee United?
What, for the way we get treated? Oh no, it's definitely the East End of Glasgow.
I know
the way
that.
we get treated is horrendous.
I know that, but forget about them a minute. But outside of them, where's the worst one?
No, up here, Pittodrie. Oh, it's horrendous. Oh, Pittodrie's awful. Oh, it's horrendous. Yeah. It's awful. Yeah, absolutely awful.
It's a ground I've never been to.
You're not missing anything.
I've been to Pittodrie 3 times in my life, and I've seen 5 minutes of football. I get tossed out after 5 minutes one day, and the other. I don't even remember why I traveled without a ticket. I don't know if I just sold it because I was in the pub or whatever. I don't remember, but I've been 3 times. I watched 5 minutes, and I was sitting and I was like, I'm not going to say anything. And then this wee groundswell of fans in the area started singing, and I'm like, oh, yeah, beauty. Started singing, and then all of a sudden I get the arms behind the back and get lobbed out after 5 minutes. It was pissing the rain. It was awful.
Pittodrie.
Yeah.
But I think it's fair to say in the SPL, Rangers don't have any friends at all. Any of the clubs.
Nah, it doesn't feel like it.
Doesn't feel like it, does it?
No.
Yeah.
Nope.
They couldn't wait to get us down. We couldn't wait to get us down.
See, when you think back to like, I'm 58. I've been going. I think I went to my first game when I was 4. Back and through all the Celtic 9 in a row and all that stuff. And Rangers were always the club that helped the other clubs out with testimonials, and when they were in financial difficulty, me, they would send the team up down to play and get a good gate at the game. All of a sudden, it's like everything. Everybody couldn't wait to kick us down and turn their back on us.
Yeah, I know. There you are, Wolf. Somebody says they agree with Wolf. Peterhead was a joy to go to. Yeah? Peterhead, all right, Wolf?
Yeah, Peterhead. Peterhead's fine, yeah, nice wee ground. The only problem with Peterhead's getting to it. Because I remember when we first went down the divisions, our first game in League 2 was at Peterhead. First, because we played Brecon in the Ramsden's Cup, and then the following week was the first league game at Peterhead. And I got loads of messages. How do you get from Aberdeen to Peterhead? Well, there's no trains because there isn't a train line up to Peterhead, so you can only go by either bus or car, and it's like 35 miles. Because people were thinking they could just get the train to Aberdeen, then the train to Peterhead, but you can't. So that kind of got to a few people. But no, it was a lovely wee place. But I mean, the ironic thing about the 2 league games we played at Peterhead, they were both sponsored by the Peterhead True Blues. Because there's a massive Rangers following up there.
And Peterhead?
A really big Rangers following in Peterhead, yeah. Yep.
Brilliant. But obviously these guys in Australia, I mean, obviously, Derek, you've never been as far up that far, have you?
Not that far, no. But watch every game. since
Yeah.
I remember growing up watching the games with the old man and the old SBS and things like that. But been back a few times to catch up a few live games.
Yeah. But somebody just says there, it was actually Aaron Maitland. We know Aaron. Treatment of Rangers fans away at Rugby Park can be shit sometimes. Wolf, can you confirm that?
Rugby Park's just shit. Rugby Park's just really bad to get into. It's not so much the treatment of the fans; it's the fact they can't organise anything. There's like there was it a couple of seasons ago there was a crush outside the ground. I was in the ground by the time the crush happened, but they've got, I think it's 5 turnstiles. They only opened 3 of them, and they wondered why there was a crush. It's not the fact that we get treated badly in Kilmarnock, because we don't really. From my experience, it's just the organisation is really, really poor.
Yeah,
they don't, because they're not used to the size of crowd that we take, although they should be by now.
Yeah.
Just had it come through from Scott. He's had to drop out. His missus is ill, so
he said that earlier on. His missus wasn't well, so he's just disappeared from the screen. So Jim Cameron, if you're out there, Jimbo, join us now. Try the like, mate. See if you can get on here. Does everybody still hear me there? Am I having sound problems? Everybody still hear me? Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you, Jim.
Good, okay. So we can't talk about we can't say we've got the League One, because Wolf won't let us say that, because it's not one yet according to Wolf. But lads, what's the party going to be if and when we do want it?
We're looking to
who's got parties organised?
We've got a boat cruise organised already, and there's not no full details yet, but the boat cruise is underway, similar to what we had at Orsa.
At Melbourne?
Yeah.
You've got that boat again?
Yeah.
The one that run out of beer?
Fucking better not. That did what we done last time. Yeah, so that'll be our party. Hopefully after the next game we play them, so the 27th, hopefully, all going well.
Can we have when's the next time we play them? What date do we play them?
21st of March.
So we could be going there to win the league game.
Yeah.
Oh, how cool would that be?
That'd make it even sweeter.
Well, them jumping. Well, they're supposed to can't jump out of the stands because they're not allowed in. Remember the last time Wolf were jumping out of the stands?
I remember, yep. That was a brilliant day. That was a great day.
Oh, fantastic day. When they're falling out of the stands. Gary, and over in America, what's the party going to be for 55?
I'm in Canada, but
Canada. Sorry.
It's going to be similar. It depends, honestly. It depends if we can get together or not. We're all still in lockdown here, so pubs and restaurants are closed. They just opened back up hair salons and nail bars and all that sort of thing just this last wee while. If we can get together collectively in Calgary here in Alberta, we'll go to the pub that we watch the games at, called the Palomino, and imagine there's a big patio on the back, and I'd imagine we'd just go wild there for as long as they'll allow us to do so, just and have a right good tear at it,
Well, at least you just get a chance over. I think for Wolf up in Aberdeen, Derek in London, and me down here, I think we'll just be resigned to stay in the house. For this lockdown.
There's absolutely no chance I'll be staying in the house.
Where are we going, Wolf? Are you going to go to Ibrox, mate?
George Square.
George Square in Glasgow.
Making no comment in case any of nothing in case any Nicholas Stormtroopers are watching in.
Yes. I'm going to say, I reckon George Square could be good.
I think it might be. Yep.
Down Trafalgar Square, mate. London.
Definitely. Well, there'll be a delayed party anyway. The boozer we've got in London, every game is absolutely brilliant. We don't really need an excuse for a party. So,
what pub do you use in London, Derek?
It's called the Green Man. Funny enough,
Green Man.
The Green Man. It's a cracking me boozer, and we're always getting the crowds in there. You're always getting people down for the weekend and stuff like that. But the size of the club is huge, so that's always a good day out.
Be a party there then.
Definitely.
Yeah. And I've seen Tony's place down in Adelaide. Tony, I'm sure that video we sent me, that place will be rocking.
I would imagine it would be. There'd be a few that probably would spend a weekend there before going home again. just lock the door.
Brilliant.
One in pizzas or something like that. They'll be there for a week.
Brilliant. And I know John in Brisbane. John,
yes.
Party time for 55, mate. What's the party going to be?
We haven't decided yet. We're sort of tossing a few ideas about last week at the game. Some of the boys were in the game, were talking about it, But our game's on every week in the Pig and Whistle, and the sort of guts of Brisbane in the Riverside. And to be honest with you, these guys in the pub can't do enough for us. They open it like we watch the European games in the morning, and they open for us in the morning. They give us a laptop to link up to Rangers TV. They gave us a beer deal and stuff like that. They've been brilliant with us, over the years. I've been here for 12 years, and the club was going in there before that. So we don't know whether we have something in there or whether we, one of the boys the night was talking about going on the river on one of there's a couple of these paddle steamer things that, Kookaburra Queen, and got them down that. But I think the boys, before I got here, they had an event on there, and let's just say the Kookaburra Queen couldn't get us off the boat quick enough. So I don't know whether they've maybe forgiven us and we can get back on it or no, but we'll be something getting organised.
Brilliant. My money's on George Square, just being a sea of red, white, and blue in the centre of Glasgow.
Amazing, I just think they should obviously the COVID thing, but I don't know how bad it is. I'm only hearing reports for family and friends, but if COVID wasn't there, that would be ideal. Just take the whole city over. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like the way we did at Manchester, and obviously.
Yeah. Well, there's a wee question for you there. So somebody's asked, Duncan Cameron's asked, what do you think our chances are in the Europa League? And is it even important this year?
It's not the priority, but if you're in it, you want to do as good as we can, I think the Braga last year was a step further than I thought we would go, I think that's why I think the likes of Morelos is still there. I think they've just went all in this season for a big enough squad to handle all competitions. And I think as much as Morelos has been a bit off the boil at the beginning of this season, I think we'd have really missed him in Europe. But as long as the squad stays fit and you get the luck of the draw, then it's not a priority though. I wouldn't complain if we didn't go any further.
Aye, I know that. I know. What do you think, Wolf?
No, I agree with that completely. It would be nice. It would be nice to win it because we want to win every game. And the European progression has been really, really good, particularly financially. But no, winning the league's the most important thing. But the way we're sitting just now, I'd be quite disappointed if we didn't get through at least into the last 16 because we should be able to hopefully, rest players around about the 2 European games coming up just because of the situation we're in, and see how we go from there.
I think the difference this year,
get a kind draw, you could be in the quarterfinals before you know it.
Exactly. I think we've got a squad that's capable of dealing with all the. I think if you look at the last 2 seasons, I think as much as it was brilliant getting to the stages we got to, I think in those seasons it was maybe a step too far. And when you look back, especially in the 2 after the Christmas periods, I think it was just too much at the times, but I think we've got a squad now that's capable of handling the fixtures, and we've got cover. Two players in each position is what Gerrard wanted, and I think, like you were saying earlier, class coming off and class coming on. That we've not had that. We've not had that the last few years, so I think we're more capable of putting a good show in the Europa as well as domestic.
Yeah. When's our next European? When would you play in the Europa League?
February. Back in February again. Or
3 weeks' time, I think it is.
3 weeks' time?
Yeah, 3 weeks' time.
Is it? Is that close?
February the 18th.
I think the next one, the 27th. That's when we come up to Brisbane for that weekend, John. So we fly out Friday morning. So the second leg's on the Friday morning.
Yeah. We'll get the game on somewhere on the Thursday, on the Friday morning. Worst case scenario, the casino, but I'm quite sure we'll get it on, and we'll get it out there where it's going to be on. So that anybody that's up there early, we can all get together and watch the game.
I think that would be a sort of a mini title party.
Yeah, that would be the dream. You know what I mean? If we could win the league, and that weekend, I'll be as close to it as it's going to happen. We'll have a party anyway, Derek. As you know, we will.
Oh, definitely.
We usually do.
Yeah.
A never-ending party.
Never-ending party.
Aye, I think that this is. I mean, I was born in '89, so I was 10 before Rangers never won the league. So I was spoiled 9 in a row, and the Advocate era, and the success we had, all the titles that went down to the last day of the season. The Helicopter Sunday, etc., the UEFA Cup final. But this one's different. This one will be different. That'll be sweet.
More than sweet, mate. I can't wait. I just can't wait. I just want it done and dusted, and that's it. I just want it done and dusted.
What's your plan when you win it, Gary? What are you going to?
What am I going? How am I going to celebrate?
Yeah.
Well, the way things are here, but you can't go to the fucking house. Don't worry, John. I'll have something. I'll be doing something. I'll keep it private, as Wolf says, because the establishment's probably looking in. It's all right. The straight of you guys over there.
Say nothing.
Say nothing, mate. I know, but no, definitely doing something. So I've got my wee Rangers bar now, maybe down my backyard, where I'm coming live from the night. So I've got a wee bar here in the house now. So maybe invite a few people round. Yeah, invite a few over and have a few drinks and for a week.
I'll send the polos to your door.
Well, he's got the bar in the garden. It's Marlene that built it.
Marlene built the bar. No, get this wee bar in the garden. We built during the lockdown. We built this, so that's where I'm sitting tonight, mate. So I'm sitting surrounded by all my Rangers.
What do you mean we? It was. I looked at it on Facebook. It was Marlene that built it.
Marlene built it. She just took the pictures, mate. She was the one out loading the bricks and concrete and stuff. She wasn't Marlene. She's there. Look, there's the cobbles coming in now. Look, there's there. Out. Right, lads. Anything else you want to bring up, lads?
No.
Nobody going to sign off. You're making it hard for me here. Come on. So,
the one thing I was going to say, Gary, just to build on Derek's upbringing of being 10 or 11 before he seen his kind of falter a wee bit. I've got the kind of opposite here. My son's 11 right now, and we did win the league the last day he was born. He doesn't remember any of that. So the stuff that he remembers now, and my girlfriend as well, we've been together for 4 or 5 years. And the two of them basically look at me most of the time until this season, and they're kind of like, "What are you doing, man? Like, what's the enjoyment you get from this? You're just depressed, you're angry, you're exasperated. It takes all your time. You're not enjoying this at all." And I'm like, "You don't know what it's like. You don't know what it's like when we're on top and when we win. And when we get that 55th one, it's going to be mental." So my son Leo, he's going to see a different side of Dad, and he'll be like, "Oh, oh, this is great. No, my dad is actually a happy chappy instead of this miserable bastard that he sees all the time." You know.
Brilliant. Yeah. So there's a question for you all. Obviously, most of you know Marlene. Marlene says she wants to ask you all what's the most special Rangers shirt you all have.
The one I'm wearing.
There you go.
Gaza one.
The Gaza shirt.
They're all special to me. Every single one of them.
Every single one of them, Derek.
I'm the same. I don't have a specific favourite. That Derek the Gaza one, we had a bit of a retro. That maybe it was this year or late last season, and we had a retro day at the club, and I wore that one and kind of forgot about it until I put it back on. I thought, "Oh man, I can't believe it's a brilliant shirt. I love it." But I'm the same. Maybe this year's when I get a chance to get some signatures on it for 55. That might be my favourite. That may be one for the framing.
What about you, Wolf?
My favourite shirt, and it's not because of the design of it, is a Poppy shirt from the season that we played Seville. I think it was 2009, 2010. I was going to Seville and I met the team at the airport, and I had the top of my bag and I got them all to sign it.
Right.
Oh wow!
And it's actually on the wall, through the wall from where I'm sitting. So that's my favourite one, just because I actually physically got it signed by them all at the airport. Not because of the design of the top, just because of what's on the top.
Well, my favourite, this favourite shirt I have, and I've got Davy Robertson signed one here, is the 92 shirt. The year we duffed Leeds. So I've got Davy's League Cup final shirt, the one Coisty scored overhead kick, beat Hibs. I've got Davy's shirt here signed. He gave it to me and signed it for me. I've got it framed up on the wall. That's my favourite shirt. Like, what's going on?
It went all green behind you there, Gary. What's this?
What's that, mate?
That's all green behind you, Gary.
Come on.
Somebody took a tricolour behind you.
Oh man, you're joking me. Is that better?
You're back.
That's better.
There we go. That's better.
Just had on.
So there's somebody's asking there about, obviously we know you're all from different parts of the world, like, but I mean they're asking there about your favourite. I don't know whether they mean the pub is your favourite to drink in before games at Ibrox or well other pubs around the world. Well, where do you go before you go to Ibrox, mate? You go for a drink?
No. Well, because my daughter usually comes to games with me. She's only 17 now, and she's been coming with me since she was about 2. So going to pubs is quite difficult. We've got her in tow because of the draconian Scottish licensing laws. I used to go to the ex-servicemen's club at Tradeston quite a lot back in the day. That was a haunt for us back in the day.
Right. Okay.
I was the Black Bull in Cambuslang.
I think I've been in that pub.
Right, Rangers shop. It always has been. I was pretty much brought up in there, going to the games. My dad started taking me to the game, the supporters club, which was in the West Coast Rangers supporters club. So that's a second home. That was my favourite place to go.
Our Maitland saying there's got to the Blue Star in Govan. Anybody's ever venture in there? No, Blue Star Club.
Yeah,
been in it once.
Bit of a it's all right in there. A nice wee drink in there and a bit of cultural music before the game. So there's a pub there. Where's DJ's? Hart Hill?
DJ's.
Do you any's know it? No? Any's from Hart Hill? No, in Australia? No.
Nope.
The Corker Hill Masonic behind Copeland Stand?
Yeah, I've been in there a few times.
Yep, been in it. Used to go in there.
Is that upstairs? Do you go upstairs?
Yeah.
I've been in there.
There used to be 2 guys sat next to me at Ibrox, right? And they always coined this phrase every game: 2-0 Corker Hill. The minute Rangers went 2-0 up, they got up and went to the Corker Hill club. Honestly. Rangers could score 2 goals in the first 5 minutes and they would just get up and go back to the club drinking.
That's them gone.
That's it. I think the 2 boys were from Glenrothes. They were on
Is
the
that right?
Yeah.
Well, there's a decent question there from Jim McDonald. What current Rangers player will get into the Niner team, if any?
Steve Davis and Morelos.
In the 9-year-old team?
Yeah. But in the squad, you know, you've got to look at. I think Davis would be a stick on again in that team.
Davis.
Yep.
What do you think, Tony?
Personally, I wouldn't think any of them would get in. At a toss, maybe McGregor.
What, over Gorham?
No, as a substitute. But no, I couldn't see any of the rest of them getting in that team.
Gary, what do you think?
I'm a big fan of Ryan Jack. I think Ryan Jack is a very versatile player and brings a lot to the team that kind of goes a bit unnoticed. And I think he would have a chance of getting into the 18 or the 16 or whatever it would be. And I agree that Davis and Morelos, maybe. I don't know, just thinking back to the way they played. But Davis, McGregor, and Jack would be probably my 3.
Wolf will have a say in this.
No, Davis and Jack, I agree with Gary. They would get into most Rangers squads, I would think. The rest of them, they wouldn't get near the 9 in their own team, I don't think.
You don't think so, no?
No. Thing is, it's difficult to judge because football's changed a lot, even in that time. You know, the way the play is totally different.
Yeah.
So it's quite difficult. It's quite difficult to judge.
Mm.
Yeah. I suppose would Davis get in for me? Go back to the 9-year-old team, the midfield. You had Ian Ferguson, you had Gerrard. Who else was in there?
Stuart
McCall was in there. You know.
But you got to look at the 9 in a row was pretty much a squad thing. I know we had the sort of the guys that were in sort of every week, but there was guys dropping out for injury and different things, and there was other guys coming in and taking place. We had what we've got now. We had back then strong bench players coming in could do a ton for us.
Yeah.
You know, when I used to sit, everybody used to slate Alec Cleland when he played, and I remember he was at the team for a spell.
Yeah.
And all the ones that were slating were saying, "When's Cleland coming back?" Because that's when you realised what a job he done for us, and you know when he was there.
Yeah. Alec Cleland, you forgot about him. Alec Cleland, where's Alec Cleland at now?
St Johnson.
Well, is he coaching up there? Is he?
Coaching at St Johnson, yeah.
Oh. There's one for you there. If you were to name one, which has been your greatest Rangers game we witnessed?
The Parma game, 2-0 at Ibrox. I just
Parma?
that one. It sticks out in my mind. And they put us out of Europe the year before.
That's right.
And you look at their team like Buffon and Thuram or the Cannavaro, or these sort of class players. And it's probably the atmosphere more than anything else. The noise when Vidmar scored was incredible.
Yeah.
It just sticks out in my mind.
Yeah. Wolf, you've been about a few games, mate.
Cheers, thanks for that, mate. Makes me really old. I don't know. That's a difficult one for the importance of the game. I would say the league, when we won the league at the Chamber of Secrets.
Yeah,
but I mean that was just a case of we knew we were winning the league. It was just great to win it there.
Yeah.
But if I had to single out a game that was really, really important, I would say Easter Road on a Helicopter Sunday. That was just something else. That was just incredible.
Yeah.
And it wasn't the greatest game, but for the finish and the atmosphere at the end, it was something else. It really was.
Yeah. Well, I know a game. I mean, do you remember the cup final with Lovencrans scored in the last kick of the game?
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
Yeah. That was something else.
2002.
It was a great game as well because we weren't behind.
That's right. That's right. We were behind twice. Well, we went 1 down, 1 each. They went 2-1 up. Is that right?
Yeah.
Then Barry Ferguson scored a free kick, didn't he?
Yeah, he equalised with a free kick.
Yeah. And then
sorry.
But that ball in from McCann for that Lovencrans, that what was that, 93rd, 3 minutes in injury time or something? Unbelievable.
Yeah.
And I remember leaving Hampton that day. I was on corporate. I was leaving Hampton and ended up in the centre of Glasgow and went into Copthorne Hotel. In the Copthorne Hotel, and I walked in there, mate, and it was just a sea of green. And it was the quickest U-turn. Just fucking about turn, out we go. It was full of me. But for me, that game, I bet that game. And obviously, what year did we beat them? Rob, was it that game of the year Rob Wall scored the winner at Hampton? Beat them 1-0.
That was a Scottish Cup, wasn't it?
That was a Scottish Cup. What year was that?
Yeah,
that was before. So Lovencrans was under McLeish, wasn't it? And then the Rob Wallace.
Yeah, Lovencrans was 2002.
So the Rob Wallace one was at 99, was it? No,
99, 2000, I think. Yeah,
99. Yeah. Yep.
Unbelievable. But also, I mean, like a game as well, as you say, Wolf, about games' importance was the day. I was at Ibrox the day. Obviously, we played Dunfermline and they were at Kilmarnock. Yeah. What was it? 6-1. We won 6-1, wasn't it?
Yeah. We were 1-0.
Yeah.
Stevie Crawford scored a screamer.
That's right.
I know.
Absolute screamer.
This isn't going to end well. You know?
I know. So, them 3 games for me stick out for me. You know.
Yeah. When I first heard the question there, it took me to the first time that Mo Johnson scored against Celtic at Ibrox in the 88th minute, and we beat them 1-0. Just in terms of poignancy and in terms of the atmosphere, just like, I mean, it was already a get it right up you because we'd signed them, and then for the first Old Firm game to end the way that it ended, them scoring, it was magic. I was there that day, and it was that was incredible.
Yeah. There's one there for Marlon's asking you the question. Best away game you all had, excluding the Old Firm. It's your best away game.
I would say the night we've got 9 in a row at Tannadice.
Yep.
Because the game before it, if you remember the Motherwell game, we just turned up. I'd never been deflated at that.
I know. I was at that, John, at Ibrox, wasn't it? Oh, that Owen Coyle scored 2, didn't he?
Yeah. So your best away games, obviously, I know Derek Warrington probably hasn't been the away games but there's been a lot of away games that at Parkhead that we've won. They've been brilliant. I remember the one Alec Miller scored in the last minute against them. We had a bad record back then against them at Parkhead. We couldn't get a win. It always seemed to dominate them from away with a draw or a defeat, and that game we weren't expected to win that,
Yeah.
And to win it, I was actually leaving the ground. Everybody was going up the terrace and to go. and we got the throw in. Willie Johnson done the throw in, bounced the ball off the Provin's head, and Alec Miller. Where I was going up the terrace, and the ball was coming in the same direction. It was as if the ball was heading towards me. Where we were.
Mm-hmm.
And that ball hitting the net, honestly, it was just bedlam.
Yeah. Right, Wolf, come on. You've been round the ball. Best away game, mate.
The best away game is going to be the next one they let us into.
Yeah.
But no, it's got. But I mean, seriously, it's got to be winning the league at their place. It's got to be. I mean, that was something else. I was at the very back row of the top tier of the stand. That was just incredible. That was just something else that night.
Yeah. Unbelievable. No. Unbelievable. We Derek, Hope in London.
Yes.
Away games.
Away games. In terms of importance, the last day of the season title wins, Tannadice, and I was at Tannadice, and the Rugby Park one.
Oh, either one.
It's a bit like how it's went this season. Going in a bit hesitant, and then we sort of ran away with it. It was 3-0 in 7 minutes or something.
3-0 7 minutes. Sorry.
Yep.
But, Big Lafferty hat trick, wasn't
it? Him and me Naismith.
Yep.
But I remember going down to Old Trafford in the Champions League. And we drew nothing each from them.
I was at that game.
They were a right good side at that time. I remember. I think we were the only team to go to Old Trafford that season and not concede a goal.
Aye. They had to be. You're going back to when they had Ronaldo and. Yeah.
I was like, that was the convoy went down. We were nearly at the independent travel.
All right.
It was all the coaches left Ibrox.
The school buses from Ibrox.
Yeah, school buses looking after you. Behave yourselves.
That's what they call them, school buses. Stopped at Wigan on the way down.
That's right. That's right.
Right, lads. If you stay here now, I'll finish this up live, and then I want to speak to you anyway. Whenever, all right, when I take it off live. So just, I'm going to put you off, and then I'll see you. Just stay where you are. Okay, folks. So obviously, I've had to finish that up tonight. Remember, tomorrow night with our friends at Saints World, we'll have Jason Dodd on, ex-Southampton captain. And Doddsy, he's well worth tuning in to listen to Doddsy. Great guy, Doddsy is. And also, remember, at Southampton, he coached through kids like Lallana, Luke Shaw. Them was all Doddsy's prodigy. So he'll be on tomorrow night. And then next Friday, folks, Brian Dean, ex-Leeds. But then on the following Friday, folks, we've got Sebastian Rosenthal from Chile. So I spoke to Sebastian earlier on today. So he's going to come on and do a podcast from Chile. So, folks, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch us later on. Night.